This is the second part in the series Internship 101. So if you haven't checked out part 1 of the video series, I will put a link in the description box below. So the first question that we got is, what are the advantages of taking an internship? Now I can answer this question first, and then Maria could fill me in with her insights from her personal experience. To me, taking an internship has two main advantages. The first advantage is that you get paid more than minimum wage that you typically get if you work part-time at a grocery store or at a restaurant. I remember during my internship, I got paid about 23 an hour, which is a lot because the minimum wage in Alberta at the time is only about $10 an hour. If you're working in the service sector, such as working at a server in a restaurant. The second advantage is that you got to network with a lot of amazing professionals in your field of study, and you all know networking is the key to land any full-time role in the future, especially after you finish your degree.
So in my opinion, the main pros of actually doing an internship while you're in school is, well, first of all, you get paid, or most internships are paid internships, and obviously you get to learn so much. So for me, I always love being able to learn something new and being able to apply the theory that I learned in school into practice and working with a lot of new technologies, or sometimes you can't even do these things. Like if I take a big data course, I can't just do those things on my own. I have to have a lot of data. So working at a big company that has a lot of data, I can actually apply my expertise, I guess, or what I have learned in school into that company. And you also get to try out different companies. So you don't have to commit to one specific company. So say you sign a contract for a full-time role, you should probably stay there for a few years. But an internship is usually only 4 months or 8 months, maybe a year, but it's less of a time commitment, and you get to get a taste of what that company is like. And especially when you're in a university, you can try out multiple different types of companies, and you can maybe have one internship where you try working at, say you're a tech person like me, you work at a finance company one time, you work at an e-commerce company like I work at Shopify, or you work at a health startup. So you get to try out all these different spaces and learn about them. So I think that's really cool. And another thing that I think is a really good pro of having an internship is that you actually get mentorship. So you'll be surrounded by so many smart people, and they will help you level up so much more than you will just taking a course at school. So they won't handhold you, of course, but they will try to make you grow as much as possible, and you will learn 1,000 times more in your one internship than you will in your entire degree, in my opinion.
The second question that we got is it worth taking a year off to do an internship or co-op program? In my opinion, it really depends on your situation. For me at the time, it wasn't worth it. If I decided to take a year off to do my co-op or internship, to explain this reasoning, one of my objectives is always to be financially self-sustained as soon as possible, meaning that I don't need to ask anyone for money to live my life. So that's why I thought finishing my school as early as possible would be a better decision for my life given my situation at the time. In fact, I ended up turning down an 8-month internship offer from a really big company right here in Edmonton because they only accept candidates who are available for an 8-month internship, meaning you have to work full-time during those 8 months during your internship. And at the time, I was also an international student, so you only allowed to work full-time during spring and summer, so only 4 months, I think from May to August. Otherwise, during the school year, you only allowed to work 20 hours a week. So that internship that lasts 8 months, unfortunately, didn't fit into my situation at the time.
So I think it kind of depends if you want to take a year off of school, but I have seen a lot of people, they do really enjoy that, and a lot of my friends are graduating probably many years after me because they just want to do as many internships as possible at as many different companies to get a taste of what those companies are like before they decide to settle down with one company for a few years. it makes sense for some people to take time off of school, but it's not the best for everybody. Some people just want to do school, no internships, to get out and then have a job. And it's all up to you. It's just who you are. But for me, I feel like in my case, I always do school and work at the same time because I like both of them. Even though it's really hard and it's hard to manage my time, if I was just working, I still feel like I would miss out on school. Like I would still try to be learning on the side, and if I was in school then I would miss work. So I kind of like the mixture of how we have dev degree where it's a mixture of both. But I also have heard from some of my friends who just have done like 1 year of co-op or even like 16 months of co-op, and they all say that once they have that taste of freedom, they never want to come back to school. So keep that in mind as well. So maybe get through a lot of the courses that you might not want to take once you come back to school and like before you go on co-op. So it really depends on you, and you can take a gap year and not even work. Like it literally, it's your life. Don't listen to anybody else's opinions.
Next question that we have is what is the right time to apply for an internship? Should it be the second year or earlier?
So personally, I don't think that there's a right or a wrong time to do an internship because it's all up to you, like I said. And some people do internships in high school, and those people are way too smart, much smarter than me. But some people, it takes them a while to get one, and that's okay too. But yes, I do think that after your second year is when you have most of the foundational skills, and you will learn object-oriented programming, data structures, and those types of things, so you can actually do well on your interviews and actually get into the companies that you want to work for. So I wouldn't rush myself if I were back like in first year to actually try to get an internship. I would focus on working on my skills and trying to hone in on the things that I am interested in by trying to build projects and that kind of stuff, or joining clubs, and just not rushing myself, I suppose. And also, if you are really interested in doing an internship when you're in your first or second year, then there are a lot of programs that are specifically catered towards people like you. So a lot of big companies such as Microsoft and Google, they have their own programs such as Microsoft Explore or Google Step, and they are specifically for first and second year students. So if you're interested, then you can try applying for those or Googling more of them, because I know there are a lot, but I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. So I would do whatever is best for you and try your best, of course, when you're applying.
Okay, in my opinion, there is no right time to do anything in life, because if you wait until you are ready, you will never be ready. So honestly, just try to apply as many as possible. If you see that you qualify for the job posting, don't even worry about if it's your first year, your second year, or your third year. In my situation, I landed an internship during my first summer at school. So yeah, the sky is your only limit. As for how to apply for an internship, I recommend you have a list of your targeted companies. For me specifically, I know in Edmonton, there are quite a few companies that offer internship opportunities for computer science students, such as PCL Construction, ATP Financial, WCP, MCO, Intuit, and Capital Power. Also Government of Alberta is where I did my internship. So yeah, good luck, and remember this, if you wait until you are ready, you will never be ready.